Hey guys, what's up? It's Aoni. It's 4:21 in the morning, and I've been depression browsing at 4 a.m. in the morning because that's what I do, and that's almost as sad as what I've come across. Now this is sadder, but this is still pretty sad what I found. So I a little while ago made this like Reddit post because I was bored as shit, and I had nothing better to do, so I was like, I'm gonna start a discussion with strangers on the internet, and I made this Reddit post, right? And the premise was kind of simple. What's the hardest line you've ever heard from an otherwise mediocre or average game? Because I was like, yeah, you know what? I did a recent playthrough on my Twitch channel of this game called Sudeki, which, to be fair, was kind of an awful game. But I did a playthrough, and there was one line that stood out for me. So I'll show you the Reddit post here. What's the hardest line you've ever heard from an otherwise mediocre or average game? And then I just do your standard, like I just like just a bunch of fluffer, a bunch of filler. Obviously, there's been great one-liners from legendary game franchises. Like "What is a Man" from Castlevania, "Words So Easy" from Halo 3, "War Never Changes" from Fallout, the whole Parthenax speech from Skyrim. But what about bad or average games? Since trash games get little recognition, some of the better parts may be overlooked. And that's true. Some of the most average, like 7 out of 10 games, had some great dialogue, like Far Cry. That whole like insanity doing. I know before anyone gets me in the comments like that's actually he's quoting. So I know, but let's be real here. Most gamers probably don't know the original source, but Voss and that whole line. But Far Cry 3 was kind of mid. Be real here, but anyways, going on. For me, my pick is from the old RPG Sudeki. And I'll just play it out for you because I actually linked it. But I'll just provide some context here. Basically, the main villain killed the protagonist's brother. Um, and so the protagonist is like kind of calling him out and killing his brother. And I'll just let this play out.
You? You don't understand what it means to have a brother.
Oh, but I do. I know that your brother cried out your name when I slit his throat.
Who'll cry out your name, Talos?
I weep for no one, and no one weeps for me.
Does that shit not go hard as fuck? I weep for no one, and no one weeps for me. I know that's maybe a little cheesy, but I love it because one, that shit was said with full sincerity. That was said with full sincerity, which is rare nowadays. Nowadays people would undercut that kind of line with with like a witty quip. Funnily enough, in the actual Let's Play, I undercut it with a witty quip because I'm not funny, so my humor is derived from Marvel movies. That was dramatic. That was dramatic. He's right behind me, isn't he? Look, brother's got to play the game, okay? But anyways, so yeah, I made this Reddit post like a month ago. And I love that line because it's so raw and it's so like I feel like the funny thing is the way he says it, like, oh man, he must have like a tragic backstory or some shit. There must be so much. No, literally, he shows up for like 20 minutes in the whole game. He's like barely a character, but that line feels like it carries so much weight to it. Anyways, I posted this shit like a month ago, so I was like doom scrolling in the middle of the night, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna look myself up on the internet. I wonder if I've been mentioned in anything. And I found my own YouTube channel, my own Reddit account. Check this shit out. Look at this. Someone wrote an article off of my fucking Reddit post. This is gaming journal. This is this is where we're at. This has to be. I read through it. This has to be AI generated. It can't be a real human being. There's no way Jarvis is a real dude writing real fucking articles. I'm fairly certain like I think like a human might have like taken the post and then just like used like the Reddit post to like formulate an article like cuz like read this shit. Gaming news aficionados rejoice. A recent post made waves in the gaming community. What do you mean waves in the gaming? I got 650 upvotes. Look at my account. Look at the shit that I've submitted recently that got like similar. I posted a still image of the Persona series that got like 1,200 upvotes, and it was just me talking about like Persona 3 is better than Persona 4 and 5. Hot take. I know no one's ever said that. By the way, I'm gonna play Persona 3 Reload soon. Another post that got like 400 upvotes, just asking what people thought about Starfield a year after it came out. What's another post that like did well? Okay, I don't. A fucking meme I posted about SCP. Like 4 months ago, got 800 videos. Oh, I'm pretty sure. Where is it? What's like my most upvoted one? Um. Oh, here we go. I posted this on r/character people are misusing the word "fic" to describe women, and this is literally. It's just you can go read this. You can look at my account. It's like public, but it's just a rant I made about how I'm mad because people keep using the word "fic" to describe skinny women. You know, like this ain't fic. This ain't shit. That ain't even the start of fic. You know, fic is like okay. I can't click the links because they're not safe for work. But like this shit. What do you mean waves, bro? What waves? Ain't nobody. 600 upvotes on Reddit is not a wave. But anyways, I digress because I'm getting off topic. The original. I mean, to his credit, he did shout me out, so I appreciate that. Poses a thought provoking question. What's the hardest line you've ever heard from a mediocre game? From iconic one liners that linger long after you've put the controller down, to surprisingly profound moments buried within subpar narratives. The post highlights how the best parts can often get overshadowed. It encourages players to dig through their memories for those elusive gems that made an impression amidst less impressive game elements. Players responded passionately, sharing quotes that resonated with them and showcasing the power of good writing, even in games that are less than stellar. This whole paragraph is like when you were in high school and you had to meet the word count. So you just started, furthermore, just like, just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Because what is this? Summary. The post explores profound quotes from mediocre games that left a lasting impact. Participants shared their cherished lines, showcasing the full power of well crafted dialogue. Commenters expressed both nostalgia and humor in their response. And the thread highlights how even the weakest games could contain moments of brilliance. Is this really what, like I know game journalism was always kind of like dog shit, but like, is this really like where we're at now? Like, we're just so like, we're going through dog shit Reddit posts from like dudes that stream to like free people on Twitch now. That's like the come on, man. Like you know what? Give IGN some shit. At least they get the bowl. At least they were excited. Remember when IGN said too much water and everyone like shit themselves? Which is funny because I've played that Pokemon game and they're right. There is actually too much water in the sense that like you spend way too much time on your Pokemon, like using like going around, like it's actually tedious as fuck. But people didn't really read the context. Nobody reads reviews; they just look at the number at the end. But like, remember when that was like a heated, like a gaming like journalistic like hotspot? Now it's just like, what is this shit? Like, you can't convince me AI didn't. One of the most fascinating aspects of this thread is the way it showcases unforgettable lines from games that are not typically regarded as classics. User Disagreeable Fool shared a line from Too Human. Yeah, the hidden gem that is Too Human, by the way. Today is a good day to die. You always say that. It always is. Damn. While Too Human may not have been celebrated for its overall quality, this banter provides a laugh and a memorable moment that sticks in players' minds. The humor encapsulated in the exchange reflects the charm that even poorly received games can hold. Commenters, how can you say so much and say so little? What is being said here? I'm doing that thing. I don't know if you guys do that, but have you ever read a sentence and then get to the end of it and then realize you literally retained none of the information and you don't remember what was actually said? I gotta like force myself to individually grasp each word and contextualize it in my mind to understand it's like word diarrhea. It's like verbal diarrhea. Commenters note that these lines not only stick with you, but also transform unremarkable gaming. I'm falling asleep. This shit's putting me to sleep into ones that feel special, eliciting smiles years down the road. Okay, whatever. Chicken Chaser. That's a Fable reference, I'm pretty sure, or maybe a Zelda reference. I'm just when I hear Chicken Chaser, I just hear someone in Fable just there's the Chicken Chaser. Anyways, invoked a chilling quote from Dragon Age Inquisition. What do you mean? From mediocre average? Okay, I know all things are subjective, but what do you mean mediocre average game? Based on who? Dudes who are angry on Reddit because Dragon Age Origin is still their like favorite Dragon Age, and all the other Dragon Ages were bad. Okay, finally we're going back to my Reddit account. This is I can't believe this. Check this, look at this shit. I even fucking talked about Dragon Age Inquisition a while ago. Dragon Age Inquisition is still one of the most bizarre outliers of a game of the year I've ever seen. Why didn't they write an article about this, huh? They should have done an article on. Did you know that when Dragon Age Inquisition came out, it won Game of the Year? Did you fucking know that? Not only did it win Game of the Year, it's BioWare's second best selling game of all time. Think about that. Every game BioWare has ever made is literally the second best-selling game. It was only a million units behind Mass Effect 3. It was just behind Mass Effect 3. Is that not insane? Like, Dragon Age Inquisition is literally one of the most successful and critically successful games. Not just, and you might be thinking, well, what game of the year? But like, there's lots of game awards. It won like game of the. When I say game of the year, it not just won the main game of the year awards, like the big one that's hosted. It won like 90% of all game of the years. Like, I don't remember, but there's a website where you can check the awards for like a specific year and like who won Game of the Year. And Dragon Age Inquisition basically swept like any gaming article from like Game Informer to like Game Facts, etc. They basically won. Like Dragon Age won Game of the Year pretty much across the board, and it's still also just a critical darling amongst like the player base. Like I know you're gonna go on Reddit, and there's gonna be like 40-year-old like millennial dudes who are just like, actually, Dragon Age was never quite as good as Dragon Age. Or look, I get that you think Dragon Age sucks, but people in polykills and people who regularly cosplay think that Dragon Age Inquisition is the go. So, like, let's be real here. Like, for me personally, DAI is still like one of my top 5 games. Even though I shit on a lot of games, something about DAI, it's so comfy to me. It's like Baldur's Gate 3 before Baldur's Gate 3. That's my take on it. But like that like, what do you mean? Dragon Age Inquisition was a mediocre game? And then they have the line here. Beg that I succeed, for I have seen the throne of the gods, and it was empty. Now, granted, this is like legit one of the hardest lines, but I like out of like from Dragon Age, literally one of the most successful games of all time. They got the new fucking Dragon Age coming out. Game was so successful that even though it's been 10 years, Dragon Age came out 10 years ago. There was so much love and goodwill for Inquisition that they kept the fucking sequel in production for 10 years. They restarted production on it, I'm pretty sure, twice. And I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but like imagine having so much love that your game, even 10 years later, like we gotta get a sequel out. That's how big DAI. Like it's subjective, but again, that's actually funny enough. I kind of hated this post because people just started posting like. Funny enough, hey, there's a quote. People just started. Wait, Chicken Chaser Night. Oh yeah, people just started posting quotes from like popular games. Maybe I should have said like obscure games, but whatever. Everyone has their own definition. But like, let's see what else. Emotion in game, a double-edged sword. The emotional weight of dialogue is a recurring theme in this conversation. This is AI generated. Look at this. Like this has to be AI. There's no way to describe this. This has to be an AI chatbot. Rando number 5 mentions the ending speech from Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs, which, despite the game's failure to connect with players on all levels, delivers a poignant moment. You haven't played Amnesia. Don't even lie to me and say you've played Amnesia. There's no way you've played this shit. This is the most nothing burger of criticism I've ever heard. There's just no way. And I've never played Amnesia, but this sounds like fake criticism. Like you didn't actually know the game, so you don't know what to crit. Like I could just say like, Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs failed to connect to gamers on an emotional level. Like I don't know if that's true or not, but that's like I could just make up fake criticism. That shit sounds fake as fuck. None of this shit sounds real. Highlights how sometimes, even if game fails in many respects, a well-written line can encapsulate the emotional core that leaves a lasting impact. Players find themselves struck by comments that might appear harmless on the surface, but actually carry heavy thematic weight. Not taking the content of a game too seriously frees play. I like that he didn't even post the quote. Where is the quote? Because I'm pretty sure it's like he obviously just went off the top, like the top voted comments. Oh, it's 1 minute.
Gas. I have stood knee-deep in mud and bone and filled my lungs with mustard gas. I have seen 2 brothers fall. I have lain with holy wars.
To be honest, this makes me kind of want to play the game.
Fallout. I have dug trenches for the refugees. I have murdered dissidents where the ground never thaws and starved the masses into fame. A child's shadow burnt into the brickwork. A house of skulls in the jungle. The innocent Manders trod and bled and gassed and starved and beaten and murdered and enslaved. This is your coming century. They will eat the Manders. They will make pigs of you all, and they will bury their snouts into your ribs, and they will eat your hearts.
That shit went hard. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that did make me want to play the game, though. I don't know if the game sucks or not, but that shit went hard. Anyways, why mediocre games matter. Foot my ref, ooh woo. Wade in with a line from Dead Space Free. Good men mean well. We just don't always end up doing well. Comments like these underscore the idea that mediocre games are often overlooked, trapping powerful moments in the limelight of poor execution. They remind us that every game, even those criticized heavily, can leave impressions with players that linger, making room for deep and profound philosophical musings. This connect gamers to shared narratives and experiences, fostering a sense of community as they unearth these lines together. Commenters embrace the joy of replaying these average titles solely for the purpose of diving into the dialogue that makes them worthwhile. Wow, that went hard as fuck. This thread truly showcases the diverse experiences gamers have had with games that may not have achieved legendary status. As players reflect on their gaming journeys, the comments reignite fond memories of what once drew them into the world of gaming. The unfiltered camaraderie of sharing laughs, surprise, and profound moments illustrates the community's resilience in celebrating quirky gems from otherwise forgettable titles. What the hell was this sentence about? I think I kind of get it, but that was a lot. Even amidst the rubbish, there's always gold to be found if you dig deep enough. The heart of gaming lies in these shared experiences that unite players, allowing them to celebrate the oddities and beauties of gaming in all its forms. Jarvis, I love you, mostly because honestly, anyone who gives me a shout out, I automatically like them. But is this real? Did you really write this? Is this a real website? Like, it feels like, first things first. Honestly, I don't actually want to hate on Jarvis. Jarvis, honestly, thank you for the shout out. Like, they say any publicity is good publicity, but like, did a real human being? Wait, Jarvis isn't human, but he wishes it could be. Jarvis loves to browse Reddit and explore YouTube for the latest. Is this genuinely an AI? Like, okay, no, okay. There's 14,000 fucking articles. 14,000. Oh no, there's more than 14,000. There's 14,098. Okay, now, now we're that. Oh, if it'd been more than that, that would have been too much. Okay, so this is like a bot. Okay, you know what? Like, maybe this is like, I don't know if this is like a joke, but like, is this really like we're just getting AI to write game article? This is so depressing, man. And it's red. Like, you couldn't, man. You know what? Get Jarvis. I want Jarvis. I want him to scour 4chan for gaming articles. Let's see that. I want to see Jarvis write an article about how the Tawna redesign from Crash Bandicoot is the sign that feminism has killed gaming. Like, I just want to see like the most batshit, like incel, like red pill, just fucking degenerate, like fucked up, racist, sexist, misogynistic articles written by the bot. Let's send Jarvis to 4chan. I dare you. I double dare you. I want to see what articles Jarvis makes when he goes to 4chan. But anyways, I couldn't believe this shit, and I can't believe that this is like, I don't know. I just thought it was funny, and also, like I said, late night browsing, so this is the type of shit that happens. But yeah, I thought it was pretty weird. Honestly, Maybe I should make more mediocre r/games Reddit posts so I can so I can promo my shit. Maybe that's the key. Maybe that's the key. Maybe that's how you make it in the game. I don't know. Anyways, I just thought that was funny. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys around. Peace out.